Carrie McGonigle, who I will show you right now, who's our exclusive guest here on Issues, whose own daughter was murdered in Southern California, went out with her dog, who's right there. She's going to, there's the dog, in her attempt to do something to honor her daughter and her daughter's memory, goes out with her dog, who's not a cadaver dog, and finds the remains, something that the police have been unable to do despite months of searching. Carrie McGonigle, I want to ask you, did you do this to honor your daughter, and what would you say about your daughter's memory, given that you have, and I know you were with the whole team, but given that you've done something to give closure to another family, you've healed someone else's pain, how does it affect your pain?
It's part of the healing process. It gives me great pleasure to be able to help another family and to bring some kind of closure to this. And I started Team Amber Rescue in Amber's honor.
Tell me about your thoughts and your feelings about Amber. What was the most emotional part of this?
I think when I realized that it possibly could be her remains, it hit me hard. I went to church the next day to get my thoughts together and do some healing.
We all remember the terrible story of your daughter's disappearance and murder. Another beautiful young woman, Chelsea King, disappeared while jogging in the same area. And then that sparked a search for Amber. It turned out that the same man, John Gardner, murdered both your daughter and Chelsea King. This is John Gardner, a man who is now locked up for 3 life sentences, a man described as a monster, a predator, of course, a parolee, Robin Sachs, who had been let out after attacking a young girl, and, oh, well, she managed to get away before he could rape her, so they only gave him 5 years. And then he got out, and he violated parole, and they still took off his GPS device, and then he went out and killed 2 girls.
It was unbelievably enraging, and I can't believe how subdued I'm seeing Carrie right now. Everyone remembers Carrie during John Gardner's case as being the mother who had to confront John Gardner. She was the one who relentlessly, despite what I said as her lawyer, despite what the cops said, was going to go and get the answers to find out what happened in the last minutes of life. And it was that drive that we see here in this case, that dedication to victims, that made it so that Michelle Lay's remains could be found. And the most important thing, and I know this from talking to Carrie last night, was that she wanted to be able to get closure for Michelle Lay's family, and she did that.
Well, Carrie, tell us. The feisty Carrie, bring her out right now and tell us, is this a message to John Gardner and the John Gardners of the world?
You know, that did cross my mind. I mean, it crossed my mind that there would be no plea bargain because the law enforcement had the remains, and it did give me pleasure in that way.